Well, joining the conversation is a good friend of mine. We've known each other for a long time. I'm talking about famed former FBI criminal profiler, Candace DeLong. Now, she is also host of an amazing podcast, Killer Psyche. Also joining us virtually from Syracuse University is renowned media scholar and professor of television and pop culture, Robert Thompson. Bob, when you look at this and other series, Manhunter and things where they really dig into killers, serial killers, what do you think the impact of that is on the general population that consumes that through their television?
Well, I think, and it's so hard to talk about this after hearing the stories of people who survived actual encounters. But I think we have to make a distinction between the people these stories are about and regular people's interest in those stories. I don't think it means that we are sick as a population to be fascinated by stories like these. We go through life with an idea of what's ideal, the way the world should be. And when we encounter the real heart of darkness, something that completely goes against anything that we think is right in humanity, in the world, it is fascinating. And I think there's a difference between the people who make these, the people who watch them, and the people for whom they're about, that we have to be careful we keep that distinction clear.
Well, you bring up such wise counsel in that regard. Clearly, for somebody that it's about, or even someone that's been through a similar situation, even if it's not about that particular killer, there's no doubt that it can trigger things for them. So it clearly has a different impact on gentlemen like you and Rita, whose brother was taken, and the 20 families that were involved, than it does for the rest of us. Now, the question is, has our culture's obsession with true crime desensitized us? Take a look at this sample from social media.
Have you watched the new Jeffrey Dahmer series yet? No, I don't really have any interest in watching that. Really? I'm like obsessed with true crime, so I watched it immediately as soon as it came out. I took the day off of work just so I could binge it all. I didn't even get up to eat or use the bathroom. I ordered diapers just so I could sit there in bed all day.
Women make up the vast majority of true crime fans. We are obsessed with it.
Her arms were cut off. Her legs were cut off. Her ears were cut off. Her tongue was cut off. Her nose was cut off.
Jeffrey Dahmer is hot. Apparently, there's a whole community of people on the internet that seem to think Jeffrey Dahmer is very, very attractive.
How likely is it that this guy can kill me? Male, about 5'9", probably says he's 5'10". Creepy mustache, I'm gonna say chances are very likely.
So I was gonna go on a nice walk in the forest. Then I remember what I learned from all the true crime I've been watching, and statistically speaking, I probably might not make it out of here alive.
I never worry about my husband killing me and getting away with it. I've seen how he cleans.
So I realized I must watch too much true crime, because when I got my coffee, it was like 8:24, and I was like, for my alibi. What alibi?
Do you guys in the audience, do you learn something from watching some of these shows? Okay, right over here.
I'm a huge fan of true crime and Candace's shows as well. I watched 2 or 3 episodes of the Dahmer, and I could not watch it anymore. Mm-hmm. I've seen all of the other true crime series, and for some reason, this one really affected me, and I could not watch the entire series. I felt for the victims. It was just so disturbing. I could not watch.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.